Polls.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And we thank you for being here, Barnaby.
Okay, picture this. You've poured, what, decades into managing. Pad rents, potholes, plumbing, the whole deal.
Mm-hmm. The 3 Ps?
Right. And now, finally, you are just ready. Ready to sell the mobile home park.
This community, it's your life's work, really.
Exactly. And you want to sell that legacy, retire, and just breathe.
And then that lovely dream, it slams right into, well, the market reality.
Ooh.
You get offers, sure, but somehow they always seem smaller. Smaller than you'd hoped, smaller than you'd maybe mentally budgeted for.
Yeah, that certainty just starts to fade a bit.
Mm.
And that's when you start hearing whispers, about this solution. Maybe it sounds too good to be true. Seller carry. And you're thinking,
Yeah.
What? Am I carrying their suitcases?
No. You carry your equity. That's the key.
Okay.
Seller carry, it's this really powerful shift. You go from being the maybe tired asset owner
Definitely tough.
to becoming the financier. You're the bank. You provide the capital, secured by the property you already know inside and out.
But without the stuffy suit and the marble lobby.
Exactly. Less overhead. So, our mission today...
Let's dive in.
Yeah, let's understand seller carry not as just being, nice to the buyer, but as a really strategic financial move for you, the seller. How you turn that solid, maybe illiquid real estate into a high-yield performing note. And crucially, do it in a smart way tax-wise.
Okay, so let's break down the mechanics first, because understanding how it works is, well, that's where the strategy starts.
Right. So a typical sale, the buyer goes hat in hand to some big lender.
Banks, committees.
Months of waiting, begging almost. You wait for the funding. And when the check finally clears...
If it clears.
Right. Taxes, fees, delays, they've already taken a bite out of your retirement party fund.
So seller carry cuts through that.
It skips a lot of that messy middle layer. You, the seller, you actually fund part of the purchase yourself.
Okay, hold on. How does that work structurally? I mean, you're not just handing over the keys for an IOU, right?
Oh, definitely not. There's a very specific structure. The buyer has to put down significant cash. Real skin in the game.
How much are we talking?
Usually, I'd say 10% minimum, often more like 20, even 30%. That creates an immediate equity buffer for you.
Got it. So they're invested.
Deeply invested.
Yeah.
Then you finance the rest. You collect regular monthly payments, principal and interest, at a decent rate.
And you set the terms.
You negotiate the terms, absolutely.
Yeah.
The rate, the length, the balloon payment if there is one. You control the tempo. And you choose your buyer.
That feels powerful. The paper you write, the loan document, it feels cleaner somehow. Stronger than a bank's.
Well, you know the asset better than any underwriter ever could, right? You understand the income, the risks, the potential. It's secured by something you intimately trust.
So the result is steady income, like clockwork.
Predictable, steady income backed by solid real estate. Think of it like a 5, 7, maybe 10-year plan where the final chapter reads, seller retired comfortably, minimized taxes, and fielded 0 calls about leaky faucets.
Okay, I like that ending. Let's talk immediate wins. What does the seller get right away?
Okay, number 1, yield. We're talking predictable income, secured by the park itself, often yielding, say, 6 to 8%.
6 to 8. That's significantly better than putting cash in a standard bank CD, right?
Oh, miles better. Beats any CD wearing a tie, as they say.
Huh. But the really juicy part, I suspect, is taxes. Everyone dreads that capital gains hit on a cash sale.
That is, honestly, the biggest downside of selling for all cash up front. It's a huge tax bill immediately.
So seller carry helps their how?
Okay, so you use what's called the installment sales method. You'll report it on IRS Form 6252. Basically, instead of recognizing that entire capital gain in year 1...
When the sale closes.
Right. You only pay capital gains tax on the principal portion of the payments as you actually receive them over the years.
Wait, hang on. Isn't that just delaying the inevitable? I still have to pay the tax eventually.
You are delaying it, yes, but that delay is incredibly valuable. Think about it. Time is money. That capital, the money that would have gone straight to the IRS in a cash sale, it stays in your pocket, working for you, earning interest for years.
Ah, so the deferral itself has value. Compounded.
Huge value. It turns one giant tax bomb into a manageable stream of smaller, tax-optimized payments. It's like turning a taxable event into a tax-friendly annuity.
And speed. can't forget speed. No waiting for that bank committee, right? The endless document requests.
Exactly. No 3-month waits while they nitpick appraisals and environmental reports.
They close when? Weeks.
You can close in weeks, absolutely. Assuming, the buyer is solid and ready to go, you move at the speed of trust, not bureaucracy.
Mechanics make sense, taxes make sense, speed makes sense. But let's shift gears. The real hurdle often isn't the spreadsheet, is it?
Nope.
It's the mindset. It's emotional. You've got owners. Their whole identity is tied up in this park. How do you get past that fear?
That's the psychological frontier, absolutely. It's less about amortization tables and more about, feelings. Fear, mostly.
What kind of fear?
The big one is loss aversion. It's basic human psychology. People hate losing what they have much more than they like the idea of gaining something new.
So selling for cash feels safer even if the return is lower.
To many, yes. So we flip the script. We frame the all-cash sale as the real loss. Why? Because you immediately lose 30, maybe 40% of your hard-earned gains to Uncle Sam. Poof. Gone day one.
So that's the loss to avoid.
Exactly. Seller carry keeps your capital working for you, secured by the asset you already trust. Suddenly, taking the cash and the massive tax hit feels, riskier.
Okay, that's clever framing. What about identity? The feeling of letting go?
We talk about identity alignment. This isn't just selling, it's graduating.
Graduate.
Yeah, you're moving up from hands-on landlords dealing with the day-to-day grind
With a 3
to being a passive, sophisticated financier. You're joining the smart money club. It's the seasoned way to exit.
And you still have a connection to the legacy.
Absolutely. It activates stewardship. Because you're financing it, you get the final say on who takes over your community. You choose the buyer you trust to carry on your work. That feels good. That addresses the legacy concern.
Okay, but what about control? The what ifs. That's a huge anxiety for long-time owners, right? What if the buyer defaults?
The $1 million question. Or maybe the $650,000 question in our example later.
Right. What happens if they run the park into the ground and just stop paying? Am I stuck? Worse off than before.
Totally valid concern. But the legal safeguards, when done right, are very strong. You hold the first position, Lynn. Meaning your claim on that property comes before pretty much anyone else's if things go south. It's recorded publicly. Your debt gets paid first.
Okay, so if they do default.
You initiate the foreclosure process, which is standard procedure. You take back the asset, the park.
My park.
Your park. And here's the kicker. It's often been improved by the buyer's initial investment. Their down payment money went into fixing things up, maybe. And you keep every single payment they made up to that point. The down payment, all the monthly payments, all yours.
So that big down payment acts like a safety cushion.
A massive cushion.
While they're potentially improving the park. And if it fails, I get it back, potentially better, plus I keep the cash paid.
Precisely. That's not really risk, is it? That's more like backup ROI. Plus, think about seller vetting. You're not a bank just looking at numbers.
Right. I know these operators. Or I can check them out.
You assess their experience, their plans, their capital. You pick a winner. You mitigate risk up front by choosing the right buyer. Banks can't do that personal assessment.
And this foreclosure thing, it sounds harsh, but banks do it all the time.
It's standard financial practice. It's just business. The difference here is you get to be the secured lender, the one protected by the asset.
Okay, let's make this concrete. Run the numbers. You mentioned an example.
Let's do it. Using the numbers from our source material, just conversationally. Imagine you, the seller, agree to carry a note for, say, $650,000.
Okay, $650K.
And let's set a reasonable competitive interest rate, 6%. Keep it simple, maybe amortized over 15 years, but with a 5-year balloon payment due.
6% on $650K. What does that mean monthly?
That means passive income hitting your bank account, roughly $3,250 every single month, like clockwork.
Wow. Okay. And over the 5 years until that balloon payment?
Over that 5-year term, just the interest alone adds up to about $195,000.
$195,000 in interest. That's income I just wouldn't have seen with the cash sale.
Correct. Then, at the end of year 5, the balloon payment comes due. They pay off the remaining principal. So your total take from that note is the $650K principal plus the $195K interest.
Which is $845,000.
$845,000. Now, compare that. Sell for $650,000 cash, boom. Depending on your basis and tax bracket, you could easily face, $160,000, maybe more, in capital gains taxes right off the bat.
Ouch. So my $650K is suddenly less than $500K to invest.
Exactly. And where are you going to put that remaining cash to work safely? A CD paying maybe 2-3% if you're lucky. It's barely keeping up with inflation.
So the choice is receive almost $200 in extra income over 5 years, tax deferred,
Right. A tax-advantaged stream of income maximizing your principal.
versus taking a huge tax hit up front and then struggling to make maybe 3% on what's left.
The math isn't subtle, is it?
No, it feels pretty clear. We'll wait while you run those numbers again.
Huh. Okay, so why does the buyer like this? Why would they agree to these terms, court the seller?
Ah, good question. What's in it for them?
Freedom. That's the big one.
Freedom from...
Freedom from banks, freedom from months of underwriting hell, freedom from paying hefty loan origination fees and points to some institution.
You can move faster.
Much faster. And that flexibility, that speed actually benefits you.
How so?
Well, first, they can put their capital towards improving the park right away instead
Okay.
of dumping it into lender fees. That increases your security.
Makes sense. What else?
Crucially, it helps their numbers look better, specifically their DSCR.
Okay, remind us. Debt service coverage ratio.
Right. It's just the park's net operating income divided by the total annual loan payments. Banks are super strict on this.
They want a big cushion, like 1.25 or higher.
Often, yes, which limits how much a buyer can actually borrow from a bank. But your seller financing might have slightly more flexible terms, maybe a bit lower payment initially.
Ah, so their DSCR looks healthier with seller financing.
It often does. And the punchline for you, the seller.
Let me guess.
Yeah.
Because their numbers look better.
They can afford to pay you a price closer to your actual asking price.
Got it. Their flexibility translates into my profit margin.
Exactly. Their freedom becomes your financial advantage.
So when a sharp buyer proposes seller carry, it's not an insult.
Not at all. It's actually a sign of respect. They're not trying to lowball you, they're courting you. They see the value and they want you to share in the upside, secured by the asset you both trust.
It really is legacy math then. You're converting sweat equity, years of active work, into years of smooth, passive income. It's the payoff, the soft landing you've earned.
You're replacing property management headaches with financial momentum. It's a beautiful thing.
We should also mention the flip side, right? The risk of not doing it.
Definitely. Call it ethical FOMO. Fear of missing out.
Huh. Ethical FOMO. I like it.
We hear it sometimes. Sellers who took the quick cash later realize, wow, I left tens, maybe hundreds of thousands on the table in interest, or I paid way more tax than I needed to way sooner.
Regret is expensive.
It is. And there's an urgency factor too, right? Locking in a solid 6% rate today that might not be available next year or the year after. Markets change.
So it's a strategic window.
It is. It's an opportunity for sellers who are ready to be smart, strategic, and get the best of both worlds. A good price and ongoing tax-efficient income.
Okay, let's wrap this up. Key takeaway.
Seller carry delivers control. You choose the buyer, the terms. It delivers secured income at attractive rates. It offers major tax efficiency through that installment sale method.
And peace of mind.
And peace of mind, like not just a transaction, it's more like a structured partnership, a bridge between your legacy and the next generation of ownership.
Okay, so here's the final thought we want to leave you with. That core lesson for anyone thinking about exiting ownership.
Don't confuse a massive immediate tax bill
With a smart, long-term retirement plan. They are not the same thing.
not even close.
Alignment over argument every time.